Okay, we'll go ahead and for tonight we are working with our, um, let's see, there we go. Okay, so tonight is working with our throat chakra. And so as we're moving up, as we spoke last week, the heart is kind of in the center there. And so, oh, here's Lena, the password commit. So as we're working through the chakras, we're now working on connecting to the higher three. So even though we are on the throat chakra, as they are all combined, we're now just trying to incorporate all of them in together. So trying to create the sense of flow of really grounding, rooting, and through that, we find that power that is able to come up. And through that confidence that we build, through that heart-centered awareness, that is when we are able to really find our voice. And I think it's just very interesting as it comes up. I think often we think, oh, it's that we need to just have the power to say what it is that we want or what it is that we mean. But I find oftentimes that part of the problem is there isn't a lot of awareness about what even our needs are. And so that is the beauty of the yoga practice, is it allows us the quietness and the stillness to go within to even figure out what is it that we want and what is it that we truly want versus what is kind of imposed on us, whether it's through schedules or society or any of those other things of really being able to peel away the layers and allow ourselves to see ourselves truly for what it is we actually are and what it is that we actually need. So I invite you to step into that tonight to really truly find your own voice, to find that clarity of what it is that you truly need to, really shine. The other thing that's beautiful is tonight is the night of the full moon, or sorry, the new moon. So as we step into that, that is that time of really planting seeds. So looking at those things that we do want to establish and nurture as we get ready to come into that more of a growth cycle. So let's go ahead and find our seated position here. And we're going to place our hands into a little mudra here. So go ahead and interlace the fingers and then let the thumbs come together. So allowing them just to rest down gently in the lap, let the eyes close softly. And just take a moment to roll those shoulders back and down, kind of again, opening through that heart space, which then allows us to access that throat chakra and allowing it to open up gently. And just invite that breath in. So drawing that breath in through the nose and even noticing the sensations that you feel in the throat as you draw the breath into the body. Maybe noticing a softness or a coolness of the air as it draws in through the nose. Still allowing that expansion and that expansiveness of the ribs to kind of flare out, the belly to soften and round. And then as you exhale, things knitting together, coming back in and feeling the warmth of the breath as you exhale. Maybe noting here too if the sensation changes within the throat. So whether it does or not, we're just allowing our inner awareness to just focus in on those sensations. Again, noticing the shoulders, seeing if they can drop away, down, away from the ears a little bit more. And then we'll be playing with a bee breath. So a beautiful way to access the throat chakra is through singing and through the vibration of the vocal cords. So if you haven't done a bee breath before, that is where essentially it's like an om, but we're just not opening our mouth. So we'll inhale, and I'll just do one first. So you inhale, and it's just like humming. So we'll do 3 of those breaths, and just again, allowing that nice big inhale and that long accentuated exhale as you hum. Okay, so big inhale. Now, big cleansing breath. Let the eyes kind of float open here. Allowing the interlaced fingers to come up here and taking them underneath of the chin. So allowing the gaze to go up towards the sky, the palms to flare open a little bit. Take a nice big inhale here. And then exhale, bringing the elbows together. Let the chin come down. Okay, opening up. Exhale. Let's do 2 more. Lengthening out that exhale with each breath. Beautiful. Let's go ahead and let the hands come down, clasping the hands here still, allowing the palms to face the chest as we move into our nerve slide and glide. Okay. So as we inhale, drawing the palms in towards the chest. As we exhale, rotating the palms out and up, gaze to follow, opening through that heart, through the throat. Okay, bringing it back in on that inhale. Exhale, pressing it out, gaze goes up. Do 2 more. Maybe even let a little smile play on the lips. Space between the teeth. Last one. Beautiful. Let's go ahead and shake those arms out for a minute. Okay, let's go and take the fingertips onto the tops of the shoulders and creating some circles here just to release some of that tension. Nice big circles, moving back, drawing the shoulder blades together, maybe even slowing it down a little bit, seeing where you have that tightness, maybe a little bit of crunching. Opening through that heart center. Okay, let's reverse. Now focusing on those shoulder blades really splaying and moving away from each other. That front body kind of collapsing a little bit. So just releasing that front body and then releasing that back body. Beautiful. Let's go ahead and let those hands release down here for a moment. Take the head and go ahead and drop it over to the right hand side. Gently allow the right hand to come on top of the head, just above the left ear. And again, we aren't pulling here, but we're just letting there just be a gentle release. If you'd like, the hand can either stay here on the lap or it can release down. The fingers can be tented, releasing down towards the mat. I'm going to bring in a little bit more tension there. And then I'd like you to take the eyes and let the gaze go up to the left-hand corner there. So allowing that shoulder to drop down and away from the ear, creating that space, that gentle release of the neck. And letting the gaze go up towards that left-hand corner. Take a moment to take that left hand, wrap it around towards your right rib. Okay, I'd like you to inhale, kind of lengthen through the crown of the head for a moment as we reposition ourselves. As we exhale, draw in the rib cage to the left-hand side, and then release that head over to the right, creating a little bit of a C shape here. And then again, see where the body wants to land. Again, we're not pressing or really demanding that our head go anywhere. We just allow the hand to just rest gently on the head. Feeling that C shape, the rib drawing in, but that side body really expanding out a little bit on that left-hand side. If you'd like, you can let that gaze go back up to the left. This helps to just stimulate the vagus nerve to drop us into that relaxation response. Big inhale. Exhale, slowly come up nice and gently. Go ahead and let the hands release down. Okay? And then go ahead and drop the head on over to the left. Let the left palm come just above the right ear, nice and relaxed. So just allowing ourselves to settle into these slower, just more soft and passive movements. You can let the gaze go up now to the right-hand side, right corner. Notice if you can kind of play with a soft ujjayi breath. Really extending and lengthening out that exhale. Resisting that need to think about other things, our to-do list, all the other stuff on the outside of class. Allow yourself to really come within. Be present with the body, with the breath. Okay. Let's go ahead and take those right fingers. Now we can go ahead and wrap it around the left rib. Inhale, let things straighten out just a little bit so we come through the crown. And then drawing that rib in, releasing through the right side of the body, and then drop that head over again. Let the gaze go up to the right corner. Soft ujjayi. Slowly release. Hand comes down, head comes up. Take a moment here, drop the chin towards the chest. Nice little half head roll. So almost like we're tracing a necklace on the neck with our chin. Just roll the head from side to side, letting any of that tension release. If it feels like it's catching for any reason, just allow yourself to go over to the side, up, and then to the other side. Just play with this here. Okay. Letting the head, chin come to chest and then come back to neutral. If you're sitting on something, go ahead and release that here and allow yourself to come on top of the heels. If this is uncomfortable for the knees for any reason, you can put a block blanket, anything like that, underneath the hips to create a little bit of space. And that should allow the knees to not be compressed so much. Okay, so we're holding here for a minute. Let's inhale, arms up. Okay, exhale, release on over to the right. Inhaling center, exhaling on over to the left. Okay, and then inhale that right hand down. Allow the weight to come into the palms just for a minute and do a little side sit. Okay, so sitting over there onto that right hip. And then allowing ourselves to inhale the right fingertips up to the sky and then releasing on over to the left. Okay, from here, go ahead and let the gaze go up towards the sky. And walk those left fingertips out a little bit to help kind of guide your body over to that left-hand side and then support once you find that beautiful space of stretching. Okay, inhaling, right fingertips to the sky, releasing that hand down. And then go ahead and just drop that left hip over to the left-hand side now. Okay, so allowing the left fingertips up towards the sky, exhaling on over to the right. And let the gaze follow. Nice inhale, and then walk those fingertips out as it feels comfortable. The neck feels a lot of tension. You can let the gaze go towards the earth. Inhaling. Beautiful. So allowing ourselves to just come now out and square ourselves out onto our mat, coming into our cat-cow here. Hands just underneath the shoulders, knees hip-width apart. Go ahead and move into your cat-cow. So inhaling, belly down, gaze up, throat open. Exhale, round through the spine. Let's go ahead and move through this at your own pace. Allowing tonight's practice to be a little bit quieter, so that way we can allow a little bit of stillness and allow a little bit of silence so you can actually hear what is coming through. Allowing that extra moment or two in those sticky places. Noticing the energetic state of the body. Is there tension? Is there exhaustion? Beautiful. This next inhale, go ahead and come back to neutral. Go ahead and walk the knees back a little bit and then walk the palms forward, allowing us to come into puppy dog. So the palms are coming out a little bit wider, a little bit further in front. The hips are staying up high and then slowly sinking into that front body, the heart down towards the earth, and then releasing the head, the forehead. It may not come all the way down, that's no problem. Just releasing towards the earth. Again, hips staying high. Those palms, fingertips are active. Nice stretch in the front body under the armpits there, heart center. Okay, so allowing ourselves to shift forward, those palms staying where they are, and then letting the hips just simply sink, coming into the front body, extending those legs out nice and long, and then coming into our Sphinx pose. So letting the tops of the feet rest on the top of the mat here. Okay. Allowing ourselves to press into the elbows, forearms, palms, coming out of the shoulders here, allowing the head, the crown of the head to really reach up high. So feeling that energetic awareness of the spine, that energy running from the tops of the feet all the way to the crown of the head. Taking a moment here, now pressing into the palms, brightening it a little bit more, even into the fingertips, noticing the thumb, pointer, middle, ring, pinky. And then a little bit more awareness of pressing into the palms and sending some of that energy back a little bit. So all of a sudden, this has become a very active pose. So one more breath. We'll do a little bit of a seal. So allowing the palms to step forward. And then slowly let them start out wide, or excuse me, a little bit further forward than you might need. So there isn't an intense back stretch. And then slowly allow yourself to kind of press into those palms. Again, we're coming out of the shoulders there. The shoulders are dropping down away from the ears, creating that space. Okay, take a moment to look back to your right. Find your breath. Let those eyes be active instead of just kind of to the side of the shoulder. Have it actually looking back towards the hip, toward the ankle. That eye work that we were doing earlier. Okay, allow the elbows to bend, hands to stack on top of each other. Let the head and the neck rest for a moment. Maybe rocking the head from side to side to release that neck, the muscles between the shoulder blades. And then go ahead and fan those palms back out, pressing into the palms, coming back up into our puppy dog. So sensation, but no pain in the back. Remember, pressing into those palms, the arms are active. And then gaze goes to the left. Eyes really looking towards the hips, towards the heels. And smooth out that breath with that ujjayi breath. So instead of like a big lift and a big release, it's a smooth ride, really soft wave kind of moving through the body. Okay, one big breath here. Exhale, elbows down, fold those palms in, go ahead and stack, and then let the forehead release onto the tops of the palms or the hands there. And again, you can kind of release from side to side. Okay, allowing those legs to come together where the toe mounds are touching the knees, almost like little magnets kind of coming together. Allow the hands to release back here for a moment. Tuck the chin so there's no tension in the back of the neck. If you'd like, you can either have where the palms are releasing back, rolling those shoulders back and down, opening through the heart center. Hands can either just kind of fan out and place them on the back of the sacrum, or if it feels comfortable, you can clasp the fingers together and then roll the shoulders back and down and inhale, come on up. Allowing the gaze to be just beyond the mat there, but no kink in the neck. Again, smoothing that breath out. Go ahead and inhale, lift a little bit higher. Exhale, slowly release, come down. Again, this time go ahead and let the forehead come to the mat and roll from side to side. Kind of little massage for that third eye, especially if we hold tension in the furrow of our brow, struggle with headaches. Come back to center. Okay, hands underneath the shoulders, pressing into the palms, sending the hips back. Let the knees be nice and wide and come into your child's pose. Noticing here how the body is feeling. Notice the chatter that's moving through the mind. Have an awareness of the energetic state that you're in. Go ahead and walk those hands to the right hand side, placing the left palm over the left, or the left palm over the right. Nice side stretch. Okay, walking back, palms to center, and then over to the left, stacking right over left. Palms coming back to center, shifting the weight a little bit forward, just so you can bring those knees together, and then come into our traditional child's pose, arms out long. Working with that little flow that we've done before. We'll ground into the tops of the feet, tops of the shins, and then engaging into our core as we exhale, and then inhale, come on up. Exhale, come into a twist, opening through the body. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist. Really drawing that belly button in towards the spine. Inhale, center. Okay, sending those hips back. Core is engaged as we exhale, slowly releasing down. Make this as slow as you can. Sending hips back. Belly starts to release onto the tops of the thighs. Hands connect to the earth, and then slowly release the third eye towards the earth and connect. Take a breath. Okay, again, grounding into the tops of the feet, tops of the shins. On that next inhale, slowly start lifting up. Gaze towards the sky, throat open. Exhale to the right hand side, opening up. Palms open in that place of receiving. Inhale, center. Exhale, left. Inhale, center again. Exhale, release on down. Again, hips over to the heels, belly on top of the thighs, arms down, then head, third eye to the earth. It's like we're plugging back in, recharging here. Big breath, exhaling out. Okay, one last time. Inhale, come on up, slow. Fluid, exhale. Inhale, center. Exhale, left. Inhale, center. From here, we're going to hold here for a moment, but exhale the hands out nice and wide and allow them to come onto the hips. Okay, from here, we're rolling those shoulders back and down, drawing the elbows towards each other and widening our stance just a little bit here, coming into just a nice, soft, gentle camel. So as we draw those elbows back, shoulders down, heart center is shining bright forward here. We inhale, lift through the crown of the head, lengthen through the spine, brighten here, and then exhale, holding. Let's just hold here for 3 breaths. So notice we've opened a bit through the throat, but we're not crunching the neck. So keeping a little bit of awareness here still. Just really feeling that whole openness through that front body. Starting from the tops of the thighs, all the way up through the hips, through the belly, heart center, through the throat. And then now instead of the crown, it's the third eye that is shining up high towards the sky. Big inhale. Exhale, go ahead and release the arms, tuck the chin, send the hips back. And now just letting the arms just release here, just by the sides here.
Forehead down, third eye connecting, plugging back in for a moment. Again, just noticing if you're receiving any information, what messages are coming through. So last 2 breaths here. Slowly start floating those palms forward. And then on your next exhale, pressing through the palms, coming on up. Okay. Hips are lifting for a moment here. Let the knees splay out nice and wide. You can come back onto, actually, let's stay up on the knees for just a moment. And what we're going to do is flip our palms. So the palms, fingertips, sorry, are going to face in towards you, in towards the body. And so just being gentle here, because this can be just intense enough as it is here. You can keep the hips up high. You can play with this and see where you want to come. You can also walk the palms in towards the body a little bit more. And then slowly see if you can let the hips sink. So we're coming into our lion's pose here. Imagining a lion standing there with his paws grounded to the earth. And we're going to allow our voices to come back in. And you guys are home alone, so there's no excuses. None of us can hear you. I'm the only one that has to be embarrassed right now with my big lion breath. So with our lion breath, we do the big inhale and then the exhale with the tongue out. So let the tongue really come out, really let it be a big, loud roar, big, loud as we release any of that energy, that pent up, all the things that we wish we could say, the things that we're eventually going to say if we need to say them, if they are kind and necessary, and if they are true, right? But allowing those fingertips back, hips are down, allowing the breath to come in. So let's do 3 lion's breaths. Big inhale. Last one. Nice. And now if that didn't put a smile on your face, I don't know what will. Go ahead and pivot the palms forward, walk them forward so we can come back into that tabletop position. Go ahead and tuck the feet, tuck the toes, lift the hips, and walk it out a little bit with your newfound confidence. Get pressing into those heels, releasing those hamstrings, slowly walking the feet to meet the hands. Nice wide stance here, elbows on top or hands just above the elbows here, and sway for a moment. Noticing which side might be a little bit tighter than the other. This is our body speak, right? Coming back to center. Slowly allowing those hands to release, hang heavy, ground into the feet. Nice wide arms, come on up. Exhale. Let's go ahead and flow. Let's do 3 half sun salutations. So inhaling up. Exhale. Inhale halfway. Long through the spine. Exhale. Okay, ground into the feet. Nice wide arms. Come on up. Okay, I have confidence that you guys know where you're going. If you need reference, you can come look at the screen to catch up, but otherwise go ahead and find your own flow, and I'm just going to stay quiet. Let's add one more, so 3 of your own here.
Just finishing up that last half sun salutation. If you're already done, you can come into mountain pose with the hands stacked on the heart center. Just noticing here. Shoulders down, feet heavy, heart is light. Maybe notice if you can feel your heart beating right now. See if you can locate that beating within your body. Beautiful, nice breath. Exhale, let the hands release. Okay, float the arms up. Exhale, release down. Go ahead and ground the palms, release the feet back. Come on into your plank. Exhale, release the knees down. Lift the feet up and then slowly release on down towards the earth. Inhale, cobra. Exhale. Let's do this 2 more times, nice and light in the palms. So bringing those feet back together, letting those magnets kind of come back, feet, ankles, knees. Okay. Inhale, rolling those shoulders back and down. Inhaling up, lift. Exhale. One more. Maybe even lift the fingertips off of the mat. Exhale, slowly release down. Okay. Go ahead and press into the palms. Coming back into tabletop, but then draw the knees up, cross the feet, and then coming back onto your seat here. So extending those legs out nice and long. Go ahead and take that right knee, bending, grounding into that right foot. Actually, go ahead and cross it over the left. Coming on top of those sits bones one more time. Inhaling long through the spine. And exhaling, go ahead and you can either wrap or you can just place the hand, whatever feels comfortable in your body, but coming into that nice side twist, releasing that right hand behind that right hip, tenting those fingers, allowing the spine to be nice and long. Okay, again, go ahead and release the head back. We can let the gaze go towards the back wall and the eyes to follow. This naturally lends itself, this posture, to a extended exhale. So really slowing and lengthening out that exhale. The next inhale, brightening through the crown. Exhale, untwist, extending that right leg out long. Go ahead and walk those heels up. Come on top of that sit bones again. Inhaling both arms up. And exhale, go ahead and release on top of the thighs, chest towards the thighs, tucking the chin. Releasing that back body for a moment. Next, inhale, let it be nice and big. Really feel that back body expand. Ribs moving away from each other. Feeling all those intercostal muscles. Exhale. Slowly walk it up. Go ahead and extend that right leg out nice and long, flexing that right foot, stepping that left one over, grounding into the sole of that right or the left foot, sorry. And then again, we're going to inhale, right arm up. Exhale, either hand or you can wrap here. Again, reaching through the crown of the head, inhale here, nice and long. As you exhale, coming a little bit deeper into the twist, letting the left hand release behind that left hip. And then if you're ready, you can let the gaze release to the back, really lengthening that neck, releasing the tension in the muscles. And then coming back to the breath. So long, soft, slow exhales. Beautiful internal massage. Imagine your vagal nerve is like a kind of like a frayed cat with his hair all over the place. And with each breath, it's almost like you're petting the cat, and it's both calming the cat and calming you down. Hair returning in place, the cat begins to purr. You become nice and relaxed in the body. Go ahead and inhale, brighten through the crown. Exhale, slowly release. Again, go ahead and bring those heels up. Top of the sits bones, inhaling both arms up. Exhale, release. Really letting those shoulder blades melt down the sides of the body. Letting all those muscles just release. Tuck that chin. It's just like we open through the front of the throat, we also need to open up through the back of the neck. Okay. On the next exhale, slowly coming on up, shifting the hip forward, releasing down onto your back, and extending out into a nice T here. Okay. We can let the hips shift over to the left, and bringing the knees up, go ahead and drop those knees onto the right hand side. You can either stay here, the right hand can drop on top of the right or the left thigh. And if that feels comfortable, you can stay here. If you want a little bit more depth into the posture, extend that right leg out long. And then that top knee will drop down a little bit more, bringing a little bit more of a stretch into that low back. Just be mindful of whether or not you need this. If it feels like it's pinching the back or it's too much on the back, just slide that knee right back up. Just remember, we can always modify, we can always change our minds. And now let the gaze go to the left. At this point, go ahead and let the eyes close if it feels comfortable. Letting the breath just gently float through the body. Releasing that right palm so it's nice out long and can stabilize as you inhale. Go ahead and bring the head back to center. And then as you exhale, you can bring those knees back to midline. Toes to touch, hip over to the right, knees up, dropping on over to the left hand side this time. Okay, that left palm can come on top of the right thigh, and then again, you can either stay here or test it out. See if you want to extend that bottom leg out nice and long. Let the gaze go to the right hand side. The top of the body is connected, so the shoulder blades should still be connected to the earth.
If it's too much and it pops you off, make sure you go ahead and bring that knee back up. Let the eyes close and let the breath flow. If the left leg is extended, just gently slide it on up. Extend that left arm out so it can anchor down. Inhale the head back to midline. Exhale, draw those knees back to center. Tap the toes. Neutralize those hips there, bring them back to center, and then draw the knees in towards your chest. You can happy baby if you want. Draw from side to side. Whatever last posture you need before we move into Shavasana. And then I just invite you guys to find whatever you need to be comfortable. So whether it's a pair of socks, a blanket, bolster, just find all your cozy, comfy things. We're going to be in our meditation tonight for 10 minutes. So you want to make sure that you've got all the good stuff. Beautiful. So go ahead and find your way to the mat, resting down. Letting the body release to the earth. Noticing those connection points. So the shoulders are dropped down away from the ears, but also back. Allowing the shoulder blades to connect to the earth, the back of the skull. Noticing what connects when you take a breath in, where on the ribs connect to the earth here. Notice the hips, the thighs, the calves, the heels. So really just allowing yourself to land. Just noticing what has come up with you, both physically, mentally, maybe even emotionally. Maybe as you've slowed down a little bit, it has created the space for a dialogue to happen within your own self. So as we come back to the mantra of I choose to speak my truth. It's so important that we find clarity around what our truth actually is, without entertaining others' agendas. What is it that we truly need? So as we allow that awareness to start at the crown of the head, as we take a nice big inhale in, as we exhale, allowing that awareness of sensation to move down through the brow to the third eye. And just letting that tension release between the brow, imagining when we used to be back in class and I would come by and rub that space between the brow and release all along the eyebrow down to the temple.
So just imagining that beautiful release. If you even want to take a moment to take the fingertips to the brow and then just let them draw apart along the top of the brow and then down along the temple. You can even let it continue down along the jaw. So just almost like you're tracing the outside frame of the face. Just move through this a few times. So almost like drawing up to the middle third eye there, and then drawing along the eyebrows, down through the temple, along the jawbone, releasing any tension in the jaw. Beautiful. And whenever that feels complete for you, you can let the arms relax. You can either let them release by the sides, or you can place the hands, one on the belly, above the belly button, one below, or one on heart center. Just see what it feels like the body needs. There needs that kind of anchoring connection point within yourself, or if it feels like the hands can release along the sides and palms open to receiving. So allowing ourselves to just even notice the sensations that are coming up for ourselves. Whether it's a tension in the chest or a tightness in the throat, maybe an emptiness in the belly, or a sense like it's hollow rather than empty. Denseness in the hips, or maybe you notice areas where there's still a little bit of pain or tightness. Maybe there's an old injury. Just notice how the body is speaking to you right now. And as we breathe and allow the awareness to kind of shift and move, we make space for it all. Just allowing ourselves to simply be a witness to what is coming up. Maybe even noticing too if it's in the physical body or mental body, emotional body, or energetically. Just becoming those curious observers as we move through. Now, as we take a nice breath in, exhale out, let the awareness shift a little bit to the need that we might have. What is the need that the sensation is pointing to here? Is there a need to voice your desires, your needs, your whatever it is, your need to clarify or even own your own truth? Is there a need to connect, to be heard, to be validated, or just to simply be with? Is there a need maybe for actual nourishment, to bring food into the body after class? Is there a need for a physical release? So just noticing here the need that the sensation might be pointing to. Moving through that breath and then allowing the awareness to gently shift to any reaction that may have come up. Was there a reaction that came up to the need that you're having? Is there a need to justify or push away? Was there avoidance altogether? Did you immediately go maybe to a to-do list or pull yourself in to a different direction and just avoid? Just notice the reaction, letting it be whatever it is, and allowing yourself to be that curious observer. And then let the breath move through the body, bringing it in through the nose, exhaling out, letting any of those judgments go. And then allowing yourself to tap into that sense of creativity when it comes into meeting that need. How is it that you can meet the need that you've identified that the body is telling you? Those sensations are the way the body speaks. We're able to interpret that. And so, what is the action that you can take to meet that need? Is it to reach out and talk to a friend? Is it to physically connect with anyone that you possibly can at this time? Is it that you need a hug? Is it needing just some time alone? Is it needing to connect with yourself and have that quiet intimacy within your own being, to not be pulled for the demands of others, or a need for nourishment, or to be still, or to move? Just notice that action that you could take. What's coming up for you that you could take in the next few minutes, the next few days? How could you meet that need? Maybe even noticing the body's reaction to the idea of meeting that need. Is there a sense of relief, sense of calm, sense of excitement, pleasure? So allow yourself to just immerse in that for a moment, that knowing, that intuitive awareness. Bask in that beautiful glow of connection to the self. I choose to speak my truth. So let the breath come into the body. Exhale out. As you're allowing yourself to come back to the room, bringing in a little bit of movement into the fingers and into the toes. Slowly and gently, when you're ready, you can allow yourself to roll on over to your side, cradling the head and drawing the knees up, savoring the stillness and this deep sense of knowing for one more breath. So slowly on the next exhale, go ahead and gently press yourself up to a seated position. Go ahead and bring the hands stacking one on top of the other to heart center, gently dropping the chin down. Eyes can stay closed or a gentle soft gaze. And take a nice breath in here. Inhaling, I choose to speak. Exhaling out, my truth. Shanti, shanti, shanti. Peace, peace, peace. Namaste. Thank you guys so much for joining me tonight.